Hey YouTube, how's it going? Long time no see. Apologies for the fucking sirens which always start up as soon as you start recording a video. Well, I mean apologies for the late video, probably looking at me in really blurry vision because my camera's not focusing properly for some reason. Although, if you can see, you'll see that you've got some pretty backdrop for once. You've got something pretty to look at in a Balmer-sized video. I could hear the MRI say. How are you doing? I haven't spoken to you in ages. Kind of wanted to reconnect with YouTube, even though my degree's not finished yet. I'm not actually doing any revision today because I've just been getting a bit demoralised. But we're not here to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about depressed shit. So, like, oh my god, I've been listening to, what's her name? Mogo Speaks, something like that, on YouTube all morning. She's got about 12,000 subscribers. I'll link her below. She's really upbeat and really positive. I'm not shitting on her at all, but I can't bear those Americans that just, like, no, I just can't say a sentence without, like, you know, like, oh my god, like, all of that shit, like, seriously. Oh my god, I can't stop it. I've been listening to it all morning. So yeah, I'm drinking red wine out of a plastic bottle. That's how I roll at 1 PM. So, like, does anyone actually give a fuck what I have to say? That's the problem. Like, I feel like I've lost... I hope you can hear me because of the wind and stuff. I feel like I've lost, like, a lot of subscribers that I had on YouTube that actually gave a fuck about me as a person now. I'm just wondering, like, is there anyone out there that actually still feels any kind of, like, connection to me or likes me at all? Because I don't really feel like there is. It's part of the reason I'm not really coming back that often. I mean, really, obviously, it takes a completely socially inadequate person in the first place to rely on something like YouTube for their social approval. I went to a thing called the dissertation dash the other day. Oh, got a dog friend. Went to a thing called the dissertation dash the other day, which is like something that the student bar puts on whenever the students are handing in their dissertation, and then everyone cheers the people that are dashing in to hand in their dissertation late. And they have to run down this big gauntlet of people cheering. And luckily I wasn't one of those people for once. I wasn't running to hand in an essay. I actually managed to get this fucker in by 1 PM. And I was sitting on the top of the hill watching the dissertation dash. And I was sitting there entirely on my own drinking a bottle of champagne, cheap champagne, that I got for the occasion. And in a way I was thinking of Loreleila and a video I just watched of hers recently where she talks about how, you know, she doesn't need an ideal person because she's comfortable in herself and she's happy on her own. And I was trying to think like that about it, but yeah, you know, I don't need a group of people sitting here with me. I'm sitting here enjoying a bottle of champagne and I've done something that I'm proud of. I've got my dissertation in, you know. I don't need other people's approval for that. But unfortunately, I just didn't. I felt really quite depressed, but, you know, 3 years at university and roughly 1,000 people sitting on the grass, and I'm sitting here on my own. And I was getting pitying looks from people as well, because, you know, no one wants to be me, no one wants to be that person that gets to the end of their degree and still hasn't made any friends. I arranged, it was the man who fell to Earth's birthday recently, and I arranged a surprise cocktail party for him. And I told him, he was really disappointed because he thought that no one gave a fuck about his birthday, so I told him, oh, I'll take you for a compensation cocktail. You know, and he got him to agree to that. And then I just got on Facebook really quick and tried to get like 50 people to come out for cocktails. And there were about 10 people there when we got there, and that was really cool. He was really surprised. He almost cried. It was brilliant. He was really happy about it. And in a way that was quite cathartic, I think, to do something for someone else, because, you know, a lot of people say that when I make depressed videos, that what I should do is try to focus on doing nice things for other people because it makes you feel good. And it did. It made me feel good to do that. But it does kind of highlight, once again, you know, that a lot of my friends are kind of only my friends because I'm friends with my boyfriend, and that's a bad place to be, because it means if you split up, you've got nowhere to go, really. And, I'm waffling. Let me just check I'm still recording here. Okay, yeah, so far so good. So this might be quite a long one if you're not in the mood, obviously. Well, I mean, I don't need to give you permission to turn off the video, because that's what YouTube's all about. You can turn off the video whenever you like. In a way, that makes my achievement of having 2,000 subscribers quite good. You don't have to watch. I mean, really, I only have 400 viewers, but you don't have to watch my videos, so I appreciate that. And a lot of the friends I've made, proper friends that I have in real life now, are off of YouTube, so that's also good. But yeah, this will probably be quite a long one, just because, you know, the man who fell to earth has a proper job, because he's a real grown-up that's left university now. And I don't really have that many other friends, and all my friends are revising for their final exams, or, you know, doing their dissertation at the last minute. So I'm here on my own. I really should be revising for my final exam, but I just don't care at the moment. I feel a bit down, like it doesn't, I'm going to get a 2-1 anyway, and it doesn't feel important. I don't know why. I've got some guys sitting on some 20-something-year-old guys sitting on a mat over there, topless, looking all hot and playing football and stuff, looking over at me like I'm a total freak. Doesn't matter. This is roughly, like, I don't know if, I'm sure I'm just talking to you as a blur right now, but if you can see, this roughly in Britain of, like, look how empty this field is, right? No one around for miles and miles, but when people come to walk past, they'll come and walk right next to you. My dad says that about Britain, because my dad's American. My dad says that that's a really British thing, that in America they're all about having their own space and stuff, but in Britain they'll come sit, or even if there are 100 tables, they'll come sit one right next to you. Got no sense of needing to be further away from people. He puts that down to London living. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, it's his observation. My dad is a bit of a knob. It does come with a non-disclaimer. So yeah, sitting there talking to my camera on my own. Still, it's nice to get out and about, and it's nice to get some sunshine. So yeah, I'm still around on YouTube. I'm still watching people on YouTube. I'm commenting on people on YouTube. I just don't. I want to come on every day and make videos like this and talk to you about my life. But I just feel like, you know, nothing interesting enough happens in my life to really be able to justify that level of self-importance, you know. But you know, I'm having a bit of a crisis about the direction of my channel. So if you are interested in these type of videos, please do let me know, because I can make a lot more YouTube videos regularly if you don't mind me talking about myself and how I feel about things. And that's frankly what I love about YouTube anyway, because I have enough debate in seminars at uni, and, you know, enough debate with my boyfriend to not need that on YouTube. And I'm getting so sick of, you know, having to explain the most elementary things to morons on YouTube as well. And also, you know, having to defend my political stance, which is of course a subjective political stance. It's not that I'm, you know, so intellectually dishonest that I don't want to engage with opposing viewpoints anymore. It's just more like I don't have the self-esteem or the identification with the person that I feel I am, to really be able to be undermined every time I open my mouth to say anything. And I don't think that, I think it is, in a way it is kind of cyberbullying, because I don't think I'm such an ignoramus that I'm, you know, saying stuff which is completely irrelevant to everyone. You know, you may or may not be a feminist, or you may or may not be a socialist, but that doesn't make me, you know, it doesn't make the opinion invalid. And I'm just sick of defending my opinions, and actually, you know, I've lost all kind of political motivation as well, I have to say. Like, this is a bit weird to come up in association, but I'm just going to run with it, because this is what my mind brought up when I thought about losing my political motivation. Last week I went and bought a whole load of concealer and foundation and face primer and all this kind of stuff, and embarked on this like 3-day kind of makeover. Bought myself some curling irons and that kind of stuff in an attempt to kind of make myself feel better, but actually all I end up feeling like is a complete sellout. Yeah, sure, my face looks better with a whole load of concealer and foundation on than it did without, but my skin's only getting worse underneath, and I feel like I'm putting on a mask, and I don't feel like myself. And I really wish that I didn't even wear mascara. I wish I didn't wear any makeup. I wish I just, you know, went out the door being myself, being clean and presentable, and that's good enough, you know. I really do feel like I need to hide things. And I feel like I've been watching a few TV programmes, like in Britain we've got, I'm just going to check again that it's recording still. Great. In Britain we've got a programme called 10 Years Younger, which is where it's a pretty horrible programme. It's where they take all these like 50-year-old people and 60-year-old people, and then they shove them out on the British street and ask people how old they think they are, and then give them a whole load of cosmetic procedures, and then take them out again and ask people how old do you think, you know, that this person is. And in a way I watch it and feel quite good about myself, because I think, well, you know, I'm 24, nearly 25 this year, and I don't need to worry about this stuff yet. And in another way I just feel like I'm becoming almost slightly obsessed with plastic surgery, with the idea of being able to change my body, with the idea of looking like a different person, the idea of creating a whole new world and a whole new identity through that surgical reconstruction. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy. I know it's not. Anyway, that's not very interesting, sorry. Yeah, I've been feeling, as I say, oh God, I'm so sick. I'm so sick of coming onto YouTube and talking about how demoralised I am. I really am. Like, I feel a bit demoralised, as usual. As I say, like, you know, finishing uni without making any friends, really. I mean, I've got a few people around, but they're not, you know, I haven't made anyone that will invariably text me every few days and see if what I'm up to, you know, anyone that I'm properly connected with. And that's quite depressing, and getting a 2-1, so I can't even say it was because, you know, I didn't have a social life that, you know, I could get the best marks I possibly could, because I didn't get the best marks I possibly could, so there's not even that. And now I have to get a job. It's all over. That was it. That was my youth. That was being a student. It's yeah. So to counteract the number of kind of, you know, 10 years younger, crappy, you know, what not to wear type programs that I've been watching, I've been trying to watch a lot more programs about starting your own business. Slightly hypocritical for a Marxist socialist, I hear you cry. Yeah, no one feels that more acutely than me. But you know what I've learned from being a student for the last, you know, 4 years, well, actually the last 7 years straight, is I'm sick of having no money. I want to be filthy fucking rich. There's no reason why I can't get filthy rich off my first company and then set up a whole load of worker-owned companies and charity organisations to counteract that. And, you know, just because I believe that the system we live in, the capitalist system we live in, is immoral and creates unethical social situations, forces us into unethical social situations to survive, doesn't mean that I don't have to pay the bills like everyone else. So yeah, I'm ready to sell out, and you know what, I think I could be quite successful at running my own business. I don't think I'll be very good at working for the man, to be honest. I don't respond to authority well. I'm going to work my arse off. I want it to be for my own benefit, or for the benefit of other people, not for the benefit of one person's bank balance. So yeah, I'm looking into that kind of idea. I'll probably work for a couple of years, save up startup costs, you know, a small amount of startup costs, and get my credit rating up, and then apply for a personal loan or a commercial loan and see what I can do. So depressing. But I figure if I can make my money, if I can make my millions by the time I'm 40, I can take it all to Tahiti and retire to a beach and have my own little farm and, you know, not have to worry about that kind of stuff the rest of my life. So I just actually want to commit suicide when I think about that kind of stuff, so let's think about something else. So yeah, I suppose I just want to know if anyone actually listens to these videos anymore, if anyone actually gives a shit. If you got to this point in the video, your code word is, I don't know, banana. Put a banana in the comments section to let me know you made it this far. And I wonder if you did, you know, if you made it this far because you've got nothing better to do, because frankly I made it through, you know, hours of this chick that I'm linking below's videos this morning, and she's like obviously quite a nice person and quite, you know, positive and upbeat, and she obviously has a fabulous life. She obviously works in media and lives in New York, and, you know, has a boyfriend with a nice apartment and goes on holiday to Cancun and things, so she clearly has a good life. You know, but yeah, I was struck by like how I'm such a different person to those type of people that I do have to, like, I feel like I'm being disingenuous if I don't try to engage at all with anything negative in life. Everything's just like, oh well, brush it off, back to life. But then I suppose if I want to start my own business, I'm going to have to learn to brush shit off. Whatever. Fucking waffling at you, whatever. Yeah, it's a bit of a lonely life. I think thinking that probably only makes it more lonely. If I identify myself as a lonely person, and people will identify me as a lonely person, you know. Fuck my life. That's been overwhelmingly my thought when I wake up in the morning recently. It's just fuck my life. But hey, you know, it could be a lot worse. I mean, I don't live in the West. You know, I don't have any of those, you know, third world problems to contend with. I suppose I'm a white chick, don't have any other racist problems to contend with. If I choose not to, which I don't usually choose not to engage with, but you know, I can use white privilege to escape from that kind of prejudice. And you know, I was well enough to get to go to university, and I'm not starving to death. I really don't have any reason to feel as bad about my life as I do. It's just another reason to hate myself. Big Rottweiler just ran past chasing a seagull in the air. Silly dog. If dogs could fly, they'd be in heaven, eating all these gulls. Sorry, I'm just wasting your time, aren't I? I need the company. I know it's pretty pathetic, isn't it? My camera is my company. But I'll get back later and I'll get some comments, you know. Maybe 3 people comment, and I've got some comments. I felt like, you know, I've met another human being today and I'm engaged with something. I'm quite scared. I feel genuinely quite scared that the joy I used to have, not just as a child but as a young teenager as well, and you know, during happy periods, even when I was not when I was properly depressed, when I was in a mental unit, and when I was, you know, on antidepressants and all that stuff, I was never happy. Like, I was always depressed. I was so severely clinically depressed. I just thought about killing myself all the time. But you know, in the few years following that, I had like the occasional moment where I could become quite euphoric and quite manic, almost quite happy. And it seems like those periods are just less and less now, and I feel quite downtrodden when I'm okay. Like, I'm not right now. There's no feeling in my gut telling me that I feel really, really down. This is how I am normally. I'm so sick of it. I went out for, as I say, my boyfriend's cocktail party, and I was just a bit of a miserable git. I hate being a miserable git, and obviously it doesn't help you make friends. Just being increasingly miserable. Check, still watching. 5 minutes. I might even come back for a part 2. Not any of you will, but I might come back for a part 2. Yeah. Where did that go? I really think that I've only got a limited amount of time left with my own motivation and my own mental well-being before I absolutely run myself into the ground with all this negative thinking, to find some stuff that makes my life worthwhile. It's got, I think, to quite a desperate point now, and it doesn't need to be significant. It just needs to be, you know, it makes me happy to make peanut butter cookies for my friends, so I'm going to do that. You know, it makes me happy to, I don't know, you know, knit, so I'm going to do that. It makes me happy to play guitar and learn to play new songs, so I should do that. Or it only makes me happy for the first 10 minutes to play guitar, and then I get really pissed off with myself for being so shit, which is probably why I'm still so shit after like 12 years of playing guitar. Just haven't improved like other people do. Fuck it, now I'm going to blame it on the left-handedness, playing guitar right-handed, whatever. Anyway, whatever. You know, I think maybe I have to find a few happy things. And obviously people around me aren't reliable, but I can't rely on the people around me. I don't think it's the people around me so much as people in general. Everyone is just experiencing their own subjective lives from inside their own minds. And everyone's, you know, really concerned with how their own subjective lives are going. And of course they are, and, you know, I can't expect people to really care about me the way they care about themselves. You know, it just feels a lot of the time like people have people to care about them, and I don't. But I'm sure that's just me making problems with myself. A problem with being diagnosed as depressed, or even worse than that, a problem with being admitted to a mental unit, is you feel like from now on you can never really trust your own perception. I feel like I've lost all trust in my, you know, but if I perceive that no one around me really likes me very much, I'm pretty sure that is true, but there's always a little doubt that's like, well, maybe I'm just making that up, or maybe I'm just paranoid. Which is why I'm directly asking you now on YouTube, like, if you enjoy watching my videos, please let me know that, because I could do with a little bit of a self-esteem boost. I could do with a bit of encouragement that, you know, someone wants to hear what I have to say on YouTube, because I feel really, like, worthless and lonely. Whatever. Drink my fucking wine and shut up, huh? This see if we can find something a bit more cheerful to talk about. What have I got that's a bit more positive? Drawing a blank. I'm trying to hear YouTube. Yeah, no. I got nothing. Apart from, all those things I said about, having enough food and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so taken for read that most of us in the West enjoy a certain level of, happiness and a certain level of economic security and a certain level of, lifestyle. Taking that for read, I really can't find that much, that many positive elements of my life to discuss. Really tired of coming out to places like this, to the park. I came out to be on my own. I knew that, but I've got a group of people sitting over there. As I said, I've got this group of guys over there playing football with their tops off, and a couple of couples sitting around having a coupley picnic. That's not playing fetch. But it was like when I had a puppy, who'd never bring the ball back. You'd chase it fine, but then you'd have to chase him. I can't remember what I was saying. I don't know if you guys can see the sky, but if you can, it's really beautiful. It's doing something like ridiculously Cirrus effect type thing. Really pretty. What we're talking about, yeah, that guy came by with his dog too long, sorry. Yeah, so I don't know, do other people feel that way too? I think probably Loreleila doesn't feel that way, and I think she's actually my spiritual role model, because I'm just going to assume that this is probably it for life now. This is probably how my life is, and therefore the best thing to do to be truly happy is to appreciate my own company. So here I am in the park appreciating my own company, but it ends up being just a little bit demoralising when you come out and there are loads of people around, loads of groups of people, and it's so rare to see people alone. The only people I can see alone are walking dogs. We're a very social tribe, huh? We don't really do loneliness. We're kind of like dogs in that way. We're very much pack instinct creatures. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's that simple. I have an instinctual drive to be around other people, and I'm becoming depressed because I'm not. But a lot of humans don't report that kind of experience. So maybe it's me. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure that the more I think about it, the more it's like I've had quite an unstable personality background, like a foundation. My parents split up when I was 4.5. My dad didn't ever approve of me as a kid. My mum did approve of me, but she had very high expectations of me. And now as an adult, I find myself as a very insecure person with low self-esteem.